Welcome to Demand Access, Write Your Own Destiny show. This podcast will inspire people to turn their dreams into reality. My name is William Leviton. I am from Providence, Rhode Island. I am the CEO of Demand Access, and I am a motivational speaker. I will be sharing my experiences and my mindset on how I was able to turn my dreams into reality. In turn, I hope you guys can learn from this and take this into your own experiences and dominate and conquer all your goals. In this podcast, I will be answering questions from various followers. So stay tuned and watch. Enjoy. Welcome. What's up, guys? This week's episode is Drive to Succeed and Willpower. This question was asked of me by one of my followers, APF Keon, who's actually a good friend of mine. He's part of the APF label. He went to LaSalle, he played football, he played basketball, so we still keep in touch. And he answered one of my questions, asking all my followers what to be discussed about, and he asked me to talk about driving to succeed and willpower. For me, my willpower was never always there. It had to be developed. And I think everybody has their own willpower, but you have to find ways to develop it and make it stronger and stronger. Because as you get older, it's going to be harder to focus. As you get older, you're going to be lazier. So we have to develop that willpower. So for me, it came from, I was picked on. Obviously, when I was little, I was picked on. I was the smallest. I used to be called the big head. And I didn't like being called names. And I especially didn't like when someone told me I couldn't do something, because I always paid attention to that. And it got me angry with myself because I wasn't better than what other people said I was, and because I just took it personal. And you have to take some things personal. Not personal that you're gonna react in a negative way, but personal so you can make a mental note and remember those times people made fun of you. Remember those times people doubted you. And that's what it was for me. And the best way I was able to fully unleash my willpower was to write down what people said on a piece of paper and put it somewhere in my room, somewhere in my house where I know that when I wake up, I'm going to see it. And I saw at the beginning of my days, I would start by looking at it. I would pray and I would look at them and I would stare at them. And I remember that feeling that I would get, and I'd be angry about it. But I'd be angry in a positive way to say, you know what? They said I couldn't do this, so I'm going to do this. They doubted me, so I'm going to have extra confidence in myself. And over time, my willpower developed, and it got stronger and stronger to the point where I could just wake up and just go and not feel set back and not remember what other people said, because I knew it just didn't matter. What always mattered was what I thought and what I could do, and I knew what I could do. And I know it's tough when you're sitting down, not even sitting down. I know it's tough, when the night before, let's say it's a Sunday, and you plan your week out, and you have your alarm clock, and you set up all your times, and you finally go to sleep, and then when you wake up, when your alarm turns on and you wake up, you're like, I don't know if I really want to get up right now, because you're so tired, right? And at that moment, you go back to sleep and you say, you know what? Let me just press snooze for 5 minutes. I could wake up in 5 minutes. And you just keep pressing snooze, and by the time you finally wake up, half the day's already over. And I know what that feels like. But I'm telling you right now, what's the point of that? Sleep doesn't get you anywhere. Sleep will never get you anywhere. Yes, it is good to sleep. It's good to get the right amount of hours that you need to fully function and be successful. But don't fall in love with sleeping. And I think sleeping, monitoring your sleep, is another key way to develop that willpower and that drive, because you need to be awake, right? Because when everybody else is sleeping, you can be awake, working on your craft. Whatever it is, you can work on your craft. So you have to take advantage of that and understand the right times to go to bed, understand the right times to wake up for you, because not everybody's the same, right? Everybody works efficiently differently. For me, I was able to go to sleep late and wake up early. That's just me. Everybody's different, right? And so when you go to bed at the right times, you can wake up at the right time. It goes hand in hand. So just know your body and know yourself. Truly understand yourself and know yourself. And to fully get that drive, it's in you. You have to be willing to get it out and pull it out. I had to pull it out. Those times when I was up at 5 a.m. in the morning going to work out, right? I wasn't accustomed to it, right? So I had to keep doing it. And every time I kept doing it, I became accustomed to it. And it became natural second instinct, like mental, and it became animal instinct for me to wake up early. I wasn't phased anymore, right? And then I saw the results happening, right? And then I kept going. It just builds confidence, right? If you do something enough times and do it enough times, you're going to be confident in it, right? Obviously, right now, if this is, you're starting new with something, a craft of yours, or you really want to take it serious now, the first couple of months, right? I would say for me, the first 3 months was definitely difficult for me to just stay disciplined and have a process that I was going to follow through and trust. But in due time, by the time I got to the 3rd month, right, it didn't matter anymore. I was fully locked in. My body was ready for it. It became natural. So let's make it natural, right? A lot of you guys can't bring it out. Find ways that can bring it out for you, right? Who's ever said something to you that when they said it, you felt some type of way and it made you angry? You may have not have said something, but it made you angry, right? Write it down, right? I used to, all my favorite players, regardless if it was someone I was looking up to, that was around me in my community, or in my state, or a international basketball player or a NBA player, it didn't matter, right? I went and got pictures of them and I put it on my wall, and under my wall I used to put bullet points, right? You can go on Microsoft Word, just copy and paste, right? I used to copy and paste. Then under bullet points, I used to say, I have to be better than this person. I have to do this better than them. I have to outwork them, right? And so for me, when I was a freshman and sophomore, junior area, right, I put Kyrie Irving and my best friend, Kalen Ives, because at the time he was the best player in the state, and I looked up to him and I played under him. So I used to put it on my wall, and every time I woke up, I looked at it and I said, I gotta outwork these guys, because I know they're constantly working. I have to outwork these guys no matter what. And I just kept doing it day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day. And I didn't get that instant success. I didn't get better, right, that next 3 months, right? I didn't get better just like that, right? Over time, you know, I kept working the same for 4 years, and then for 5 years, and then for 6 years, and then for 7 years. And over time, I gradually increased, right? I didn't increase fast, right? In the first month that I started to take it serious, I didn't increase that fast, right? But 4 years after that first month, 4 years after, I already increased so fast that I was increasing super fast every month by that time. So just understanding yourself and understanding what's going to trigger you, understanding what's going to make you get angry, what's going to make you say, you know what, I got to go out here and do this for this, right? Because there are important people in your lives that when you think about them right now, you get emotional and you'll do anything for them, anything for them. You have have a brother or sister, you'll do anything for them. Your mother or father, you'll do anything for them. Your cousins, your nieces, your nephews, you'll do anything for them. Your kids, you'll do anything for them. So you have to apply that to your craft and know that while you're doing your craft, you're doing it for them. Because it's harder to do something when it's for yourself. It's harder to get that extra motivation when it's just for yourself. Because when you hit adversity, you're gonna give up because it's just for yourself. You're gonna tell yourself, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna give up. But when you remember those most important people in your lives, those important people who've helped you, who helped shape who you are, who've done amazing things for you, who've taught you many lessons, who've given you great experiences, those moments you have with those people, those important people, when you think about them, your level of confidence and your level of hunger increases. And when it increases, you can add it to your craft. For me, it was my mother, right? I seen her work so hard. And she may not have gotten the results that she wanted, but she still worked anyways. And so for me, whatever I wanted to be good at, I thought about my mother. And then it gave me instant motivation, that drive, right? It said, I watched my mama do this, I'm gonna do it for her. So I kept going. So every time a wall hit me, I was able to think about her and then lock in and refocus and then go out there and do what I had to do. I know you guys can do it. I know you have that willpower. It's in there. We was all born with it. You just have to figure out ways to bring it out. Ways that are special to you. Because everybody's experience is different. Not everybody has the same experience. So your experiences are going to be different from another person's experiences, right? Your triggers in life is going to be different from their triggers in life, right? So just worry about yourself, focus on yourself, and I'm telling you, everything will be fine. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 2 on willpower and drive to succeed. I want you guys all to succeed. So this upcoming week, let's all succeed. Let's bring out our willpower and let's demand access. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good weekend and have a great week.